In this video, I respond to questions from viewers in the comment section. For example, a Bharat viewer challenged me, mocking India as a dog. His question was, how many dogs have a better record of math and philosophy than their owners do? I want to correct this viewer again. I did not say India is a dog. I said that the Indian government under Modi acts as a watchdog for the West, which is fundamentally different. Regarding your question, you should check my earlier videos where I addressed in detail whether Indians are better at STEM than white people or other groups. My answer is, stop boasting and do not assume intellectual superiority. In fact, the intelligence level of Indians is not higher than that of white people. Your misguided sense of superiority comes from a flawed understanding of the world. Today, I will educate you again, hoping you abandon this childish, racially biased mindset and adopt a humble attitude. Since you mentioned achievements, we must acknowledge that Indians perform well in science subjects like mathematics or physics. However, this is based on the fact that India's education system is deeply flawed, and your scores lack meaningful reference value, much like your inflated GDP figures, which are self-entertaining. India faces serious exam cheating, with collective cheating being routine. India is a highly underdeveloped agricultural country, with industrialization only just beginning. India lacks globally competitive industries, whether in electric vehicles, renewable energy, drones, robotics, precision instruments, industrial equipment, traditional heavy industry, or consumer-related light industry. India even struggles to produce qualified screws. What is the significance of your so-called high scores in mathematics and physics? Who would believe that a nation excelling in physics and mathematics cannot achieve basic industrialization? Are you joking? The very nature of your question reflects a lack of basic understanding of the world, which is not a sign of high intelligence. Your question indirectly reveals that some Bharat viewers have a low level of awareness. People study physics, mathematics, chemistry, and biology to better build their nation and improve living standards, not to score high on exams. Next, since you brought up intelligence, you fired the first shot. I personally do not fully endorse the concept of IQ, but the average IQ of Indians is below 80. Americans are around 98, and East Asian countries like China are between 103 and 106. These are cold, hard facts. I do not know who you refer to as your master, but if you mean Western white people, there is no doubt that both Europeans and Americans have significantly higher average IQs than Indians. To clarify again, the data I cite can be verified through Google or various AI models. There may be slight variations, but overall, Indians score low in IQ assessments. I have no intention of insulting Indians. I am merely reminding you that you should not raise this question. Beyond embarrassing yourself, you gain nothing. So, do Indian Americans or Indian immigrants in Western countries like Canada outperform white people in science subjects? Yes, relatively speaking, Indians have more outstanding students in STEM fields at universities. But this does not mean white people are less capable. White talent often gravitates toward high-paying fields like business, law, or medicine, where they control major political and economic resources. Competing in STEM is less cost-effective for them. Additionally, the elite education system and high welfare levels in the West lead many white people to coast, lacking ambition. They take up blue-collar jobs or pursue work they enjoy, which is both easy and sustains a high standard of living. It is normal for them to avoid studying science. Yes, Asians also excel in STEM. In fact, math Olympiads are dominated by Chinese competitors, yet you rarely see Chinese people boasting about having higher IQs than white people. Why? Because giants like Newton, Einstein, Faraday, and Tesla, who laid the foundation for modern human science, were mostly Western white people. Of course, Japanese and Chinese people have made significant contributions in recent times, but regrettably, Indians have contributed little to major scientific advancements that shape humanity's destiny. So, your masters remain your masters. They are now more focused on waging wars and making money. So they delegate technical work to Indians. Not because they are incapable. Otherwise, why can Indians become CEOs of major companies in Silicon Valley but fail to create a world-changing application in their own country? China has DeepSeek and TikTok. What does India have? Deep shit and big talk? Haven't you embarrassed yourselves enough with these jokes? Let me address from another angle whether your masters have become less capable. No, they have simply become lazier, which is why they cannot compete with China. In fact, top-tier open-source projects like GNU, Linux, Git, Jinx, PyTorch, and TensorFlow, which shape the world, are still led by the white people you consider less capable. Your supposedly intelligent Indians have not become mainstream contributors. In contrast, humble Chinese contributors are becoming significant forces in open source, pushing projects like DeepSeek, Huan, and OpenHarmony to the global community. Name one world-changing open-source project led by an Indian. Just one. I have repeatedly emphasized that white geeks cannot compete with Indian immigrants in Silicon Valley companies because Indians often engage in deception, cliquish behavior, and excel at office politics. However, Indian engineers and CEOs are undermining America's tech dominance, which we Chinese are delighted to see. In contrast, we Chinese learn advanced ideas from the impressive projects of Western white tech giants, contribute collaboratively, and apply the most advanced productivity to domestic projects. This is why China has companies like Huawei, BYD, DJI, Unitree, Tencent, Alibaba, DeepSeek, and TikTok. So, if you see yourself as a watchdog, please respect your masters and stay quiet unless there is an issue. Also, do not misinterpret my words. This channel does not oppose India. It opposes the foolish Bharat Empire fans who are polluting YouTube, X, and TikTok with astonishing noise. Please be quieter. Thank you.